Good morning, everybody. I'm recording outside, so you might be hearing some morning birds squawking in the background. But today, as readers, we are going to continue on learning and thinking about our last reading response and reading strategy because we technically have two more, but we are going to save those to explore during book clubs. They're things like themes that are big that we will be talking about all year long. Instead, today, we are going to scroll down in our see, we're going to skip theme. We're going to scroll down in our reading journal and we are going to be focusing on what we are calling point of view. And the point of view is really who's actually telling the story you're reading. And the point of view also shows whose perspective the narrator is. And the perspective really determines how the narrator thinks and feels and how they want things. There are three different ways or three different types of points of view. We have first person, second, and third. First person is being told by one character, and it's in their perspective, and they say things like I or me or we. So first person is being told by one character involved in the story. Most books are first person. Second person is when the narrator addresses the reader in the story. So the narrator is saying things like, you're doing this, you're doing that. This does not include dialogue. If the dialogue is addressing somebody, that's different. But if in the entire book, the author's saying, like, you do this, you do that, that's second person. Third person is when a story is told from a perspective of a character who's not actually in the story. It's like a third person on the outside, remembering or thinking into what the story is about. And there are a few different types. So third person limited is when the narrator has insight into the thoughts and feelings of only one character. And then omniscient is when they have thoughts and feelings of all the characters. So some of the signal words could be like when the narrator is saying, he does this, she does this, they do this, them, something. So most of our books will be either first, second, or third. And then as always, there are sentence frames that we can use when we are thinking about the book. Some of the sentence frames are the story is told in blank point of view. The story is told from this character's point of view. I think the author told it in this, or this story was told from a point of view of this character. In some ways, they would change are this. So take a look at this. I chose a sentence starter of the story is told in blank point of view. So I obviously thought about Ungifted, and I said, I think the story is told in first person point of view because the characters are all using words like I and me when talking about themselves and what's going on in the story. The only difference is that each character or each chapter is told from a different perspective from the characters. One chapter will be first person Donovan, chapter will be first person Chloe, and another will be first person Noah. So in my opinion, everybody, they're all first person, but it changes perspective each chapter. Today, as you read, readers, analyze which point of view your story is told in, and as you read today, jot it down in your reading section. Okay, happy reading.